What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my quick review of the USA Toys UDI Pedegrine. And this is it right here, and this is a really nice flying aircraft. This thing is a nice flying quad with altitude hold. I think this is the only quad that I know of that has direct drive motors and has altitude hold. I think that makes it a little more precise, being that it's direct drive motors as opposed to geared motor systems. It seems like it holds the height a little better because it's a little more responsive. Well, the speeds of the motor seem like it's a little more responsive because it's direct drive, and it really isn't hard to adjust for the altitude hold, making it a very sporty flyer. I think that's because it's direct drive motors. You can fly this thing around really sporty even though it has altitude hold, and usually that's a little hard with self-centering throttle sticks, like when you find yourself rising too much or going too low. It's usually a pain, like trying to adjust for it on a self-centering throttle stick, trying to fly sporty. But this thing, you really don't have much of a problem with it going up and down, and when it does, it's very precise on the controls. Very easy to get it to not go up in the air and not go down. So pretty sporty flying quad. It has 3 rates. The pitch and roll angles are matched up pretty nicely with the yaw speed on all 3 rates. But I think that the highest rate could be a little bit faster on yaw, but it's not bad at all with matched up with its pitch and roll angles. So you can get this thing changing directions and doing banking turns really nice. Really nice flyer. I was surprised at how nice it feels to fly this thing. The flips are what I call cheater flips, meaning that it gives itself a boost of throttle before and after the flip, but it just lands it so smooth that it just looks really awesome when it does the flip. Comes to a stable hover when it comes out of the flip and stays in the altitude hold mode. So pretty awesome with the flips, especially the front and back flips. And this thing is actually a Wi-Fi FPV quad, so it does hook up to your smartphone. And I think that's the only way that you can shoot video and capture photos, because I was unable to get the video or photos to start or be triggered by pressing the buttons on here. There's actually no dedicated button on here for that. This button here, when you press it in, it adjusts the speeds. You switch your rates with this button. Well, the stick, if you press it in, and on this side, when you press the stick in, it arms it for a flip, and then you hit the direction that you want it to tumble in, and it'll flip in that direction. All these buttons are actually trim buttons. This is your aileron trim, and this is your elevator trim, forward and back trim, side trims, and this is your yaw trim. So if you're yawing, if you find that the aircraft is like turning to the left or the right a little without you giving any input, you just adjust the yaw on the opposite direction to correct it. Same with the forward and side flying and all. And this button here, it has buttons on the back of the transmitter, and so this button on this side here puts it in headless mode. So headless mode, if you don't know what headless mode is, it means that it doesn't matter which side, which way the quad is facing. When you push forward, it would always move away from you. When you pull back, it'll always come towards you. Doesn't matter which way the quad is facing. So but you have to activate that. That's not going to get you out of a bind if you're it doesn't have GPS or anything. So if you lose orientation, you can't use that to bring it back to you, because it starts, well, it uses the heading, the direction that the quad is facing when you first press this in. But headless mode does work on it for the most part. And this button over here starts and stops the motors. It's also an auto takeoff, like when you're going to take off with it. When you're first starting the quad, about to fly it, if you press this button back here, then it'll pop up off the ground and it'll come to a stable hover. You can press this button to make it auto land, and when this thing auto lands, it actually turns off as soon as it lands. So that's pretty awesome. and this is a auto. This is an emergency stop button as well. If you find that you're about to crash or is flying away or whatever the case might be, you can hold this button down for 2 seconds and the motors will just stop and it'll drop like a rock. So the transmitter does take 4 AAA batteries. And as you can see, it has this bracket up here for the phone. Your phone snaps into it. And the app is pretty cool too, but you know, with Wi-Fi FPV, there's a slight delay. So you're just going to use that Wi-Fi FPV to line up a shot, to capture some video or capture a photo, take a photo or whatnot. And one thing I can say is that the video quality seems to be really nice and it's very stable. Virtually no jello at all when it's hovering and taking pictures and well, capturing video. So pretty awesome little flyer. Works really well. Comes with a detailed instructions manual, all English, legible English. So this lets you know everything you need to know about it. They give you a 4 GB memory card, and it comes with this card reader here. And this is the charging cable, well, it's not a cable actually, it's just a USB socket plug there that you plug the batteries into, so you can see. And the batteries are these long stick batteries, and they're 500 milliamp hour batteries, 1S batteries, and you actually get 2 of them. So awesome little deal there. The prop guards are these things. It comes with prop guards, and they just press on the front here. Really easy to put them on. Just stick them on the front like that, in the rear. So really easy to install the prop guards there. And it comes with an extra set of spare props I have here. This comes from an Amazon seller by the name of USA Toys, and they're backing up their product 100%, it looks like. And they include this here to let you know that if anything is wrong with it, you can contact them, and I guess they'll work it out with you to fix it or maybe get you a new model or whatnot. It's the Force One UDI Pedegrine. Thanks for watching.